First of all, such a nice day outside. It's a little chilly. That's how it always is during this time of year. I'm chilling with my sunroof open. So if you see sun on my forehead, that is why. As you've seen, I started reading Firekeeper's Daughter. It's so good. It's so good. I'm on page 102, chapter 12. If you know, you know. I read around, how many pages did I read this morning? Like 40 pages I read this morning. My goal was to get to 100 pages last night, and I did not do that because I was doing other things and I got distracted, and I didn't. But I am at that point this morning. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but something big just happened. We're only 100 pages in. I've already cried. I'm not going to say anything more than that because it would be a spoiler if I did. I think this is going to be a very highly rated book for me. I did look up what other books in the series she has out so far, and I knew about Warrior Girl Unearthed. I've seen it around, so I'll probably be wanting to pick that up sometime after I finish reading this one, because that's the second one in the series. She's coming out with another book in this universe. I think that's coming out later this year. I'm not exactly sure when. I'll probably put it on the screen when. But yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot. Very, very much. Out of the books in my TBR that I pulled for this month, I did not expect to start reading this one first, but this is the one that popped out to me when I was looking through them. And even though it's the longest one, I think it's the longest one in my pile at like 490 pages, 495. I love a chunky book. I love a big book. I love a long story. And this is just what stood out to me. So I'm so glad I picked it up. I started it, I think I started it Friday or Saturday night, and it is now Wednesday, and I'm 100 pages in. I would be reading this faster if I had more time, but I'd say this is a pretty good rate for me right now, as I am finishing up my last few weeks of school. So very excited to give you another update on this. I am probably going to be reading a good chunk of it more today, and hopefully I can get to 100 pages read today. That would be super cool. I miss the days where I would just be able to read 100 pages every day because I could, and I want to get back to that point this summer and starting now, leading into the summer and the many years to come after that. So yeah, that is my reading update. I was able to snag a copy of Powerless for my friend. Whenever I see her next, I'm gonna drop this off with her because she said that she wanted to buddy read it with someone. So maybe we'll do that in the next month. As you've seen in the past few clips, I have not been able to sit down and talk about anything. I've just only had the chance to go out and take little shots of me studying and working on things. Usually this is what I do when I study. Yesterday I went to that coffee shop and I was able to fully outline a paper that I have that's due tomorrow, and my little mini oral presentation that I have to do for it in front of a few of my classmates. That's very, very chill. I have my internship later today. I'm not sure what exactly we're going to be doing today, but it's always an adventure, always fun. The days are moving too fast. I don't know what to do with them. So that is currently what's happening. I don't know if I talked about this yet. I also outlined my presentation for special editions in publishing industry. So all I have to do now is some research and filling out those slides so that they're ready to go in the next couple weeks. A lot of things are happening, a lot of good things. Time is moving too quickly. I don't know what to do. Hello everyone. So, update with school stuff for this vlog. I have a couple of things I need to do. First of all, top of mind right now is to get some posts done for my aunt. I'm currently helping her do some social media stuff with a new bookshop that she's wanting to open. So I am going to be working on some Instagram graphics for her. I've been doing it for the past 2 weeks and it's been very fun. So I'm gonna make those on Canva, and I'm needing to get those over to her fairly soon. So that's on the top of my list to do. I actually already wrote a to-do list. We have a post to do. Next thing, I might do some editing for my YouTube channel. The paper I'm writing, that's due tomorrow, is about different themes in literature. And when I say themes, I mean Christian themes. Christian themes in modern day literature. It can be in any piece of literature because Christian themes can be found. They can be overt, they don't have to be. Either way, the book that I chose to write my paper on is The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I love this book. I read it last fall just because. It wasn't for a class or anything. Looking at this again while I'm writing this paper is making me want to reread it. And it hasn't even been a full year since I've read it. It's set in rural Alaska in the 1970s, and it follows this family after the dad has come home from serving in the Vietnam War. And so he is dealing with all this PTSD while also the family is trying to deal with his PTSD and the violent tendencies that come with it. And so for my paper, I'm going to be writing about the Christian themes of redemption, forgiveness, and hope in relation to different characters and story arcs in The Great Alone. That is what I'm going to be working on. I feel ashamed to admit this, but I've acquired 3 more books since my book haul video. Let's get to it. Me and one of my friends both said, if I read this, then you have to read this. And her pick for me was There Will Come a Darkness by Katy Rose Poole. I don't know too much about it. I know it's YA. I know it's fantasy. The age of darkness approaches. 5 lives stand in its way. Who will stop it or unleash it? For generations, the 7 prophets used their visions of the future to end wars and unite nations, until the day, 100 years ago, when they disappeared. All they left behind was one final secret prophecy, foretelling an age of darkness and the birth of a new prophet who could be the world's salvation, or the cause of its destruction. Interesting. And it's chunky. You probably can't tell from that, but it's 480 pages, so pretty chunky. Next book, me and my other friend decided we're gonna buddy read this. We haven't set a time limit or anything for this, but I've been wanting to read this personally, and I let her pick what book because I know she's a little bit more pickier than me when it comes to what we read. So she ended up choosing Our Infinite Fates. This is the Barnes & Noble edition. That's where we went to pick out our book. I just picked this edition versus the other one because it is a different color. It is pink rather than blue. I think I do like the blue a little bit better, but it has these end papers. So I thought that was really pretty. And of course it has the gold sprayed edges. So very pretty, very nice. I heard it's heartbreaking. Evelyn can remember all her past lives. She can also remember that in every single one, she's been murdered before her 18th birthday by Arden, a supernatural being linked to her soul. The problem is that she's quite fond of the life she's in now, and her little sister needs her in order to stay alive. If Evelyn wants to save her sister, she'll have to find the centuries-old devil who haunts her through each life before they find her first, figure out why she's being hunted, and finally break their curse and try not to fall in love again. Hopefully we can get to this either, I was gonna say this month. We probably won't get to it until May. So yes, but I'm very, very, very excited for this. I want it to break my heart and crush me. Yeah. Okay, this last one is an ARC, or an advanced reader's copy. I got this for free, obviously, because you can't sell ARCs, but it is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. When I saw that this was in my possession, I gasped. I am so excited for this. I think I've talked about this before, but I loved the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. And then I also have 5 Survive on my TBR list for this month. And this is, I think, her first adult novel, which is so exciting. I really don't know much about this because I haven't looked into it yet, but it comes out July 22nd this year. It is adult. It says fiction on the back, but I think it's gonna be shelved probably in like mystery, thriller, that type of thing. In 7 days, Jet Mason will be dead. Jet is the daughter of one of the wealthiest families in Woodstock, Vermont. Ooh, Vermont. I love Vermont. I've never been there, but I love the idea of Vermont. 27 years old and back living with her parents, she's still waiting for her life to begin. I'll do it later, she always says. She has time. I relate. Until Halloween night, when Jet is violently attacked by an unseen intruder, suffering a catastrophic head injury. Doctors are certain that within a week, the injury will trigger a deadly aneurysm. Jet never thought of herself as having enemies, but now she looks at everyone in a new light. Her family, her former best friend turned sister-in-law, her ex-boyfriend. She has just 7 days, and as her condition deteriorates, she has only her childhood friend Billy for help. But nevertheless, she is absolutely determined to finally finish something. Jet is going to solve her own murder. And that makes sense as to why there's a brain on the cover. But super, super excited to get to this. I feel like I would binge this once I start it. It seems very easy to read from looking at how long the chapters are and everything like that. And honestly, I get through thrillers so fast. So yeah, I love this cover. It's such a good cover. Wow. The more you look at it, the cooler it is. Because there's houses down here, and then you can see trees that are making up the brain matter. I probably won't get to this until May or June, depending on what I'm wanting to read. It might be in May, actually. Okay, those are the 3 books that I've gotten since my book haul. I need to stop. It's becoming a problem. I have a pile growing by my bookshelf that cannot fit on my bookshelf. So maybe for my next video, we'll do a unhaul video and also a bookshelf tour. There's a lot of stuff that needs to happen in order for that to occur. Anyways, I will see you guys later.